Today in this video we are going to talk about line height in typography. Now one of my students, he asked me a very great question, that what is the magic formula to decide line height? Does it come up magically in your mind? So in this video I am going to explain all the factors and everything that is related to line height and how we can use that in vertical rhythm. So let's get started. Now the first factor we are going to talk about in line height is actually the line length. So longer lines, you can see in this example we have long lines for our heading and very long line for our body text, which is our paragraph. Now you can see it is very difficult to read. Let me zoom in. Even at 100% you can see the lines. As the lines are very long, it is almost difficult to switch to the next line. So the next words, they are actually getting attention because they are very close. So if your line is very long, like this, in this case, you can see over here, you have to increase your line height. So right now you can see this is 18 and line height is 24, and I'm going to increase it and you will see the difference. So almost 27 and 28, this is going to work for very long lines. So you can see in this case, the factor that decides what will be the line height is actually the line length. Okay, so right now let me show you the second example. You can see over here, this is another one. You can see everything is same. I just reduced the line height. You can see over here again we have 18 and 24, 18 and 24, the same line height, but different paragraphs. Oops. So let me zoom out and show you. So let's reduce it to 24 and you can see the difference. This is looking really a mess, even at a zoomed out stage. Let me show you the comparison side by side. So you can see in this example on the right, settings are the same, line height is the same, but the line length is different. So line length is a deciding factor in deciding that what will be the line height of your paragraph text. So this is the first factor I am showing you in this example. So if your lines are very long, you have to adjust it, you have to increase your line height. Now next we are going to talk about different typefaces. Now the next deciding factor that is going to decide the line height of your paragraph is actually typeface. So what is the typeface, how it has been built, whether it's very tall, very wide, it is very small. So these are the features that are going to decide the line height of your typefaces. Now in this example you can see we have two typefaces side by side. On the left we have Signica, which here we have the letters built that are very tall. So you can see over here, and the comparison on the right letters are wide and they are more in the circular shape, closer to circles rather than on the left. So left is a bit rectangular, top to bottom, or very tall kind of shape. So when we have tall fonts like these, and when we have typefaces where we have very small build letters, like you can see here we have very big O's, the gaps between them is really nice. This typeface has been designed for smaller screens. On the left we have tall typefaces. So if your typeface is something like this, you have to increase the line height. So you can see this looks good, 26. So 18 by 26 looks great. Also, you can improve it by decreasing the line length. So I would go with 27. This looks perfect for me. On the right, let me show the comparison. So on the right, we have SQL Sans variable typeface, which I purchased. This is a premium typeface. And you can see 18 and 24 looks really fine. Even if you go one step further, you can go with 25. That is it, because it has been designed for smaller screens and it would look great on smaller sizes. So you can see the distance between the letters is also, the space between the letters is really good. Similarly, here we can increase a little bit. I'm not right now in the mood to show you every details. You can get my typography course and see all the details anyhow. So second factor of deciding line height is what kind of typeface you have. So in this typeface, you can see you can even go to 23, or I think 24 is good, but maybe on smaller sizes, for example, like 1624 looks perfect. You can even go further down. 1623 looks great. So this depends on your typeface, how it has been built. Next, we are going to talk about another factor, which is heading versus body type. Now, headings on general, they are going to get very large and very spacey when you try to use the default line height between them. So if we apply, for example, this is 72, and if I try to calculate 72 multiplied by 1.5, which we normally use, it is going to be 108. So if I try to use something 108, you can see, let's zoom out, and you can see this looks really ugly. We don't need that much space between headings or heading lines. So for headings, normally 100%, 72 by 72 looks great. You have to, if you want a bit more spacing, you can go with like 76 or maybe up to 80. So if you try to increase a lot, it will look a bit disintegrated and it doesn't belong in the design. So make sure I would not go above 84, I guess. So in this case, 84 divided by 72, let's see what is it is 84 divided by 72, it's 116%. So I think 120% is the maximum safe value. And if you want to start with, you can start with 72. Even I have seen that on some typefaces, it also depends on some typefaces. Some typefaces have more space built into them. So maybe I normally try to reduce on some typefaces even below 100%. I might go 95% or 90%, something like that. 70, 72, this can also work on some typefaces. But right now, the typeface we have is SQL Sans VF Body, and I would rather go with 80, and it is almost 105%, I guess, right now. So this is the last factor I'm going to talk about, heading versus body text. When you use headings, they are going to get a lot of default line height or space between them. You have to manually adjust it. Now, in the last, I'm going to talk about a question that is really asked and confuses a lot of students and a lot of designers, which is that if you have different line heights, how you can use them into a vertical rhythm. So for example, if you have block size of 24 pixels, how this heading is going to fit, because it is not using the line height, or it has a different size. So in the next, we are going to talk about it. So let's talk about that. So here you can see we need to turn our grid, and I'm using square grid, and I can show you that the size is 24. Now the paragraph is actually 18, and line height, line spacing or line height is 24. So I'm using 24 as my standard. But for my heading size, it is totally different. It is 72 size, and 80 is line height, and 80 is not divisible by 24. Let me show you. 80 divided by 24, 80 divided by 24, it is 3.33. So it doesn't fit in this scenario. But whenever you are using, let me show you, zoom into it. Let me show you, whenever you are using vertical rhythm, it doesn't mean that you have to fit everything inside these boxes. You can use more boxes. Like you can see this heading over here, and this heading is actually, I am allocating these 7 blocks over here for this heading, and you can see it is spaced between them. So we will use some margin at the top, margin at the bottom, or padding at the top and bottom, and we will fit it into these 7 blocks. Next, for this paragraph, as it is in 24, line height is 24, so it is fitting nicely into these 16 blocks. So this is the way you have to use it. Don't try to get bound that we have a specific limit. We have to fit our headings and everything into this grid. This grid is here to guide you, lay out your text and make it look better. You don't need to fit everything inside each box. You can allocate more boxes. We are playing with boxes. You can see over here, this is the allocation I'm giving for this. Let's reduce the opacity. And you can see it fits nicely in these 7 boxes. Similarly, I'm using this block for my body text. Now I hope that you have understood this concept of line height and what is the magic behind it, how to use it in vertical rhythm and grids and all that. If you still have any questions, you can always ask me. And you can also take my typography class, which is in detail class on all about this typography, vertical rhythm, everything, typefaces, different styles, and how to use them in your designs. So I hope this is going to help you in understanding typography better, and it has already answered your questions. We will meet you soon in the next video. Till then, take care and bye.